What's going on, guys? Today we are talking about how to choose your own Amazon niche and which one is most profitable and should you be going into a niche. We're going to answer all those questions. So let's jump on the computer and hop right in. Now, before we jump in, there is a free live workshop I'm putting on where I'm going to show you exactly how you can start your own Amazon FBA business and the exact strategies I teach. Now, along with that, when you register for that webinar, it's completely free. You get a couple cool free resources, one being a product checklist, one being a complete starter guide. It's 60 pages. You go through it, it'll teach you everything step by step, and it's great to use alongside that live training. So if you want, first link in the description is gonna be that, completely free. Now let's jump into the video. With choosing a niche on Amazon, there's a couple things you have to ask yourself first. First thing being, what is your goal with Amazon? Are you just trying to make money? Are you trying to build a brand? So there's a couple different routes. You can sell a bunch of random products in a bunch of different niches and categories and profit from that and do that well. That's initially how I started Amazon because I did not have a lot of funds. I had about $1,200, so I needed to make money before I could go build a brand and start multiple products in a niche. So I went for the products that would make me the most money. Now, the goal with building a brand or choosing your niche, if you want to build a brand, is to be able to scale that and eventually take it off Amazon and keep it on Amazon as well because you're getting tons of traffic from Amazon for free, but to build that out and really dominate one niche or a very small sub niche. So if I had to give you advice on which one I would choose, I would say initially just go for starting random products, not in one specific niche. Try and make a decent amount of capital. Now, you don't need a ton even to start niche specific, but it's just easier as a beginner because you have more products to choose from. A lot of people come in with the preconceived idea of what niche they're gonna be in, which is completely wrong. You should not be doing that. You need to do research on the market, on the products, on the niche to see if the numbers are there. You can't come in and say, I enjoy fitness, I'm gonna go in the fitness niche. Well, you're probably gonna get destroyed unless you have a tiny sub niche because that's one of the most competitive niches. Everyone does that. So let's say you do want to choose a niche. How are you gonna research these niches? How are you gonna know what the numbers look like, what to look at? So I'm gonna jump onto my computer right now, show you guys my screen, and show you exactly what I'm gonna do. So the tool I'm using in this is gonna be Viral Launch. Now I'll leave a link to that in the description. It is a paid tool, but that is what I'm personally going to use. So let's jump on my screen. So in choosing a niche, this is the tool I use. It's Viral Launch and it's under the product discovery section. Now it'll bring up a screen that looks like this, and this is where you can sort through a bunch of different things. So you can sort through specific keywords, or you can click on the brand, you can sort by brands, or even categories. So I can select these categories, I can put in some information here and set the parameters I want, and it will bring up anything that meets that criteria. So I use the category section for this one. So what you do here is adjust some of these parameters. Now, a lot of them you will skip, you will not put in, but we're looking for subcategories or categories that have a certain number of revenue. Now, minimum, we're gonna say we want 10,000 revenue. Now, max, we're not gonna put a max. Total minimum sales, we're gonna leave empty for right now. Average price, let's say we want 15 to, we'll say $40. Average review count, now this is how you gauge competition. Now let's say maximum, we'll put 80 for this one. And all we do is click show categories up here and it will bring up a couple different categories. Now I was very picky with this one, so we can go and we can sort through different things. So you can see the main category is automotive on Amazon, but the subcategory is cup holders. So we could look at cup holders. Honestly, that's something I would not look at. Down here, storage bins and boxes under baby. So let's click view full analysis and see what that looks like. So we can see the growth of the category here, and we can see a lot more data. So total order volume in that subcategory, market share, etc. And you can see how the sales are distributed upon the listings. So there's a lot of useful information in here. Just don't get too overwhelmed with it. Now, I could go in and adjust different parameters and even change all the different settings if I wanted to, but I'm not gonna waste your time. You guys can play with that. Now, let me show you an easy way to, if you don't wanna pay for this tool, we're gonna go over to just Amazon.com. So all I'm gonna do is pick a category to start. So let's just start with baby. And I'm just gonna type in baby up here. And now we're in this category. And you can see over on the side here, there's a bunch of different subcategories. So let's say I want to go over to, we'll say baby stationery. So I click in, I'm now in that subcategory, and you can see I'm in baby stationery, and then it's broken down even more into subcategories. So if you were to choose the baby niche in general, you can choose a sub niche you really want to try and dominate. However, you might not see as many products because you are getting smaller and smaller, but that's how we're weeding out the competition. So let's say we're gonna do this in a different category. Let's just do beauty and personal care. We're gonna search that, and you can see all the different subcategories in here and even more smaller subcategories. So what I would do is I'd just look through here and I would pull the numbers on certain products. Now, if I were to look at this, beauty and personal care is a pretty competitive category, so I would click in, we're under tools and accessories. I would probably click in one more, and let's say we're going to hair cutting tools. Now, again, I do use a paid tool on this. You do not have to. It's viral launch again, but if I click into, we'll say, hair cutting kits, and then I pull up the numbers, I can see how many sales they're getting, how many reviews they're getting, and how competitive this niche is. Now, this is a very, very competitive niche or sub niche because of all of these reviews, and there's big name brands and whatnot, but they get a ton of sales. So this would not be one I would go after. So I could go back to beauty and personal care, and I could click into something else. So maybe I want to go under personal and oral care and go under oral care. Now, a lot of these, there will be big name brands. Usually personal care, beauty are very competitive and a lot of bigger sellers. So I tend to avoid those. I really enjoy the sports and outdoors, the baby niche, the office supplies, those type of things generally do well, and what most of my products are in. So if you want, you can sort through those, but that's pretty much gonna be it for this video. It's very simple. It's more so finding the products first and then seeing which niche those fit into and going after it like that. But to start Amazon, you do not need a niche at all by any means. You should start going for products that are going to make you money because that's your goal. And then once you start doing that, you're trying to start moving that and building a brand. You can even have two stores, one that's just general, one that is niche specific. So that's all for this video. Don't forget down below to register for that free live workshop. Now, you will get the other resources with it, but there's no reason you shouldn't be registering for that. It would kind of confuse me if you didn't because it's free, but that'll be the first link in the description, and I'll see you guys tomorrow on the next video.